Hey everyone, please check out my Patreon page. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and there's a lot of nice prizes that are given monthly. Thank you to all my patrons, the new ones, the older ones. I just thank you for all you've done for my channel and continuing to watch. Afternoon, YouTube. This is Chuck Reynolds. I want to thank you for coming by my channel. And I'm back in the shop again. It's really cold today, and we had a little bit of snow at the house even. So I'm in the shop, and we're going to do this again with the Petrobond casting sand. And we're here on the bench, and there's my screen for the Petrobond. There's half the flask. Over here are the tools and the powder and the ramrod for ramming the sand. So we're going to get started here in just a second. Okay guys, I got my flask down. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some powder in this flask. Just a little bit, not a lot. That's a lot. The reason we're going to do that is to keep us from sticking. We don't want our Petrobond to stick to anything here. So we'll just coat this all. This is way too much though. Let me pull some of this back out of here. That's more than enough. It smells good though because it's baby powder, so that's a help. So this time what we're going to do, it's going to be a little different. I've got this half of the flask upside down. We're going to go in this with the Petrobond and start out here first. So, and like I always do, I'll screen this down, and it shouldn't be necessary on this half, and you'll see why here later, but I just don't like lumpy Petrobond. I'm sorry. It's this is just a spaghetti strainer. I guess some of the guys use this for classifying for when they're panning, and they do a pay dirt bag. But I like to have at least a small layer down of really fine on this, so you don't have any gaps and air holes that can cause grief as you're pouring molten metal, which wouldn't be a good thing. So we'll go that far and see what we got here. I'll just pack this down a little bit. See, it doesn't want to stick down here at all. So we'll put a little bit more in here. And this is going to be a little bit boring here for a while, so just wanted to put you on guard. And we're just going to pour the rest of this in because we have a base there a little bit. And then we'll just break this up with our hand. This is actually the Petrobond from the last pour I did that almost worked, but didn't. So you just reuse this over and over until it gets too dry, and you can add a little bit of, different guys do different things, adding different oils to this because this is an oil-based Petrobond. So cutting oil works good, and that's probably what we're going to do. Just cutting oil when this gets bad. And this rammer is just I think it's 1.5 inch dowel. But I found the problem I was having, this wasn't compacting good enough. And it has to compact well, so when you turn this over, you don't lose your sand. You know, this sand is vital important, but it has to stick inside the flask. It just has to. And if you don't get this jammed in there tight, you'll have a problem. Now this will be the downside because I'll flip this over. I'd have to speed that up. Let's see if we can, we'll use this one. Yeah, there we go. Get that excess off of there. And then we'll get this out of here. Okay, now this should just turn right over and it shouldn't fall out. And it didn't. So there you have it. So what we're going to do now is, I've got so much powder here, I'd like to, where's my brush? Here's my brush. Let's see if we can reuse this powder maybe. We'll coat this pretty good, but we don't want to lose any of the details of this little coin. Oh, there we go. There's the problem. A little bit, there we go, that's plenty. I just don't want anything sticking here. I'm only going to do one coin this time, so, and what I want to do here, let's push this down a little bit just to kind of seat it. And we'll put the top on. I think I got a problem here. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here over top of the coin. So I'll be back when I get that in. Okay, so now I got both halves full of Petrobond. I got a little burr on that one. So we're going to scrape it like we did before. Let's get it pretty smooth, because this isn't where all the magic happens. It's over here. So we got to pull these apart very gently without turning it. And you see what can happen here is right here we got a slight problem here. Okay, what we wanted to get here is we want to get a little channel here. So I'll V it in here just a little bit. We got that there, so now we got to do the same here. We've got to make our little channel here. And I want to put some vents in, so let's and you can just kind of break it loose. Well, that and is a hard one. See what happened on my mold. I think I'm going to have to split this and sign. It still has the stuff in it, the Petrobond. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave that like that. Get this down here just a little bit. Right there. I think right here. This is time consuming, but you know, it has to be. You don't want to be pushing sand into your mold. So what we've got to do here, and this is why it has to be really tamped down to be able to pick this up and and do this and have everything stay like that. So here's where I'm staging this time. I'm not using the electric, I'm going to use the Propane Foundry. And you can see the propane bottle right here. The regulator, I've already got it preset, and the hose goes over to the actual foundry here. And I'll light that here in just a second. Let's go about right here. So it's going to get noisy, and I may not be able to do much as far as sound. So let me get this set. Get some gas here. Still got half of the tank. And here, I'm showing about 1.5, which is pretty high. So here we go. We're going to fire this puppy up. People do it different ways. This is how I do mine. Just like that. And we're about 0.8. That's better. Okay, we'll be back when I get a little bit more to show you. That little coin only takes about, I don't know, about 0.6 ounces. I think I'll put a clamp on this thing. Alright guys, I got one clamp on there. I'm sure that'll be enough. Check the temperature here. Get some of the tank. So this goes to 1000 C, I think, or 2000. Let's see where we're at here. That's 951. That's about as high as I want it to go. So, let's see if I can stir this a little. Crucible's red hot. Aluminum isn't quite. It's starting to go. Stir that here a little bit, and pull the dross off the top, and that will be ready to pour. And I'll be back. Okay, let's see what we got here. Still a little bit of smoke coming out. Doesn't mean a lot, other than this is hot. So, I always use these. They're a welding glove. Because I don't like getting burnt. There we go. Yep, there's the sprue. I could pick these up with a, this is some burnt stuff. Here's one of the vents. There's a vent. That looks pretty good. So, I know this was 1,000 degrees at one point. So. Let me turn this off and get rid of some of this Petrobond, and we'll be back. Okay guys, we're going to see what this looks like. I got the used Petrobond going there, and this is all burnt. So we'll get rid of some of that right now. You know, there's some left here that's good, but not enough to make it worthwhile your time to go after it. So here's the piece. Here's the sprue. Good healthy sprue. Looks pretty good. Except for that, I think we got a success here. That's a little hot. There's a vent, there's a vent. Yeah, it's pretty warm yet. So, yeah, I can't get it turned around for you. There we go. So there it is, CNS, and here's the problem where the sand's stuck inside, so I'm going to have to split that and sign, I think, to make it so everything stays. So anyhow, we're going to call this a success. Alright guys, this is what it looked like after it was cleaned up. Only have a couple little issues. The "and" sign here, and I knew that because the sand stayed in. We couldn't get the sand up before the pour, so we figured that was going to happen in the G in mining. You know, so it's pretty good. It's not perfect by any means, but it is just testing my skill, and I need to do a different mold, I think, to clean it up. So anyhow, we're happy with it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, come back again, and see what the next cast is going to be. Thank you so much for watching.